Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.
Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. Much love. Appreciate the support. Oh, man, we rolling, man. Yeah, everybody out there, man, if you ain't subscribed, man, please subscribe. Please like these videos, share these videos, leave a comment. We trying to grow this platform so we can reach more people, get it out here all over the world. That's our goal. That's our objective in 2022. We are at 51,000 subscribers. We trying to get to 100K. We on the road to 100K. Let's go, man. Subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend what we doing over here on Banky Pound, man. 33 years of prison stories. So with that being said, man, let's get rolling, man. Sussex 2, man. Sussex 2. This was a different thing here, man. Sussex 2 was different all the way around the board. It was a brand new prison. It was just opening up. They still had Lorton inmates in Sussex 2 because they was housing them there after the prison they got built. They was housing Lorton inmates in there because they had closed Lorton up. So now they housing all the Lorton inmates in there until they could get all of them moved out to different federal facilities because Lorton was federal. So as they start doing that, they are bringing in, like, they're taking out 30 at a time until a whole block is empty. And then they're bringing in 30 till they fill up a block. And they're doing that over the whole institution. So it was crazy, man. And when I first got there on the bus, you already knew it was different. It was a long ride. As you know, we coming way from out Augusta. So we already tired, shackles on, my wrists swole all up. It was just horrible, man, real horrible. So then when we get there, they got us setting all out in the bus, man, for an hour or better, you know, just bringing us off one at a time. And they got this whole greeting officers there where they done lined up in formation. They barking all these rules and regulations. They trying to handle us, man, like we just straight slaves or you know, some property or something. You know, they bringing us off there. They come on the bus, first of all, and tell us, you know, everybody be quiet. We don't want no noise in here. This Sussex 2, you on a different compound. I'm telling you right now, we don't play no games up here. You gonna abide by the rules or this, that, and the third gonna happen. So, you know, when you do that, you always gonna have a couple of dudes looking at them like, man, ain't nobody trying to hear that foolishness. So one dude on the bus, he was like, yeah, man, come on, man, we trying to get off the bus. We've been on the bus. Who said, what you say? Man, we've been on this bus, man, for hours, man. We trying to get off this bus, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that. Boom. Hey, come on. They bring on about 2 or 3 of them, go back there, boom, snatch them up. He started tussling with them, but he got on, you know, shackles and handcuffs. He can't do nothing, but they roughing them all up, drag them all off the bus, and then when they get them off the bus, you can see them drag them on in the building, and you know they're gonna rough them up or whatever, but then they come on back on the bus hollering at us, anybody else? Anybody else? You know, yeah, that's how we carrying it up here. Y'all better get used to it right now. That's how we carrying it. So it was crazy. I'm just sitting back looking at this like, oh man, they done brought me to wild man land, you know. So another dude, he hissing and everything. They walk over, tell him, boom, grab him, ball him all up, drag him off the bus. So now everybody on the bus getting agitated, man. Like I don't know what, you know, what they doing up here. You know, everybody's looking like, man, hey. And I'm sitting back, man. My blood is starting to boil because I ain't trying to go for none of that. I don't care where we at or whatever. I'm still me. I'm still a human being. I'm not gonna be treated like no animal, no dog. I mean, you know, so I'm just silently praying to myself that they don't come at me with that foolishness. So, you know, they taking us all one at a time. they taking you straight to a lieutenant, and he barking all these rules at you, telling you what, you know what I'm saying, what type of institution this is, what their rules and regulation is. They ain't tolerating nothing. This is what they gonna do. If you do this, then we gonna shoot you up here. We got the gun up here. Boom, boom, boom. I hadn't been on no institution thus far that had the gun. You know, they shooting up here. They got guns on the compound, right? So this already gonna be new to me because, like I said, you might, you know, get in an altercation or whatever. You got to deal with the officers or whatever. But you had to rumble them, fight them, do whatever. But they got guns up here. They shooting you. You know, dudes is getting shot, man. They said dudes is losing their eyes. I mean, it's just crazy. So I'm saying to myself, man, nah, I really ain't with this. I ain't want to come here from the beginning. I don't know why I ended up on this institution, but this is where I'm at. So this is what I got to deal with. So we looking out the window, we can see what the dudes is doing when they taking you off the bus. They taking you there, barking all these rules to you. They got an officer on each side of your arm. They got your wrist. They trying to bend your wrist all up, put pressure on you already. So I'm like, man, this is like some, you know, some Russian stuff, some Gestapo. So I'm like, man, this is crazy. So I'm sitting in there with all this anxiety, waiting to get off the bus myself to see what's gonna happen, how they gonna carry, you know what I'm saying, what they gonna do. And man, when they call my number, they come get me, they take me off the bus. I got a white dude on this side, a black dude on this side, and they started to bend my wrist. Off the rip, I'm already agitated. I'm like, man, what did you bend my wrist for? So he told me, man, just be quiet and walk. I said, man, what did you bend my wrist for? So the other dude on the other side, he bending too. I said, you too, man, what did y'all bend my wrist for? You know, so they tell me, man, just walk. So I'm walking and I'm talking at the same time, telling them, look, man, stop bending my wrist, you know. So when we get up to the lieutenant, I'm looking at this dude telling him stop bending my wrist. So the lieutenant started talking, barking his little fake orders. He told me something, look at me, talk to me, you know, look at me. I said, man, you better tell him stop bending my wrist. He told me, I ain't better tell him to do nothing. You better understand where you at. I said, man. So I'm sitting here and I'm just blood warm. I'm filming, you know. These cats bending my wrist, so I'm just steady looking at him because he trying to bend my joint even harder. So he bending it over here too, but I'm looking at him, He steady talking to me. I told you to look at me. I ain't paying him no mind. I'm looking at this cat right here because I'm trying to lock his face in because I'm like, man, I see you on the comp. I might smash his face, you know, because that's just how mad he got me. You doing this for no reason. It ain't even no reason for you to be doing this. I'm shackled, I'm handcuffs. What is y'all doing? You know, so as I see he barking his orders, he try to get all up on me close. So then I turn around and I'm eyeballing him. He eyeballing me and he talking like he tough. He got a real deep voice. This dude turned out to be my mortal enemy on the compound. My mortal enemy. His name was Lieutenant Hamlet, you know, and he was by far ended up being the worst officer on the compound, man. He had this like military type attitude about himself. He would talk all deep at a deep voice, big, black, and ugly, you know, and he talking to you like, look, you need to pay attention to what's going on, man. I'm like, man. So I never liked him from that point. I ain't like him after that. When we finished going through this process, they walk you back to the another process. You talk to somebody else. They telling you where you know, getting your name, your information, your number, all this and all of that. So then they taking dudes to a holding cell, and they taking you in the holding cell, and then they strip searching you, right? But they got a dude in there with a video camera trying to video you while you getting strip searched. And they got 3 other officers in there with riot gear on trying to strip search you. So you got 4 officers in there, 1 filming, 3 of them in riot gear, and they telling you to get naked. And then when you get naked, you know, they strip search you, but they want you to get naked. And then these clowns gonna try to tell you, you know, hold up your jump, you know, squat and cough. Then they try to tell somebody to turn around, bend over, and spread your cheeks. And you got a video camera and you, man, first of all, I ain't bending over to nobody and turn around and spread my cheeks for nobody. I don't care what they say. I ain't do it. I ain't never do it. It turned out to be a thing in prison. They started locking you up. When you don't do it, you don't comply, whatever. I ain't never do it. Got locked up at least twice for it, but I never did it. Ain't gonna never do it. I just don't even think. I think that's a form of them trying to, emasculate you and feel like they got something up on you. But furthermore, I never knew or never understood. I always felt like that was illegal what they doing. First of all, you doing this. Where's this footage going? Who is this footage going to? And you doing this to people and you filming it, So I'm in there. They telling me to strip. I strip. I get down. I'm naked. They tell me, lift your junk, squat, cough. I do it. They say, turn around, spread your cheeks, and cough. So I just look at them. I'm just standing there naked in front of 4 dudes. And they say, did you hear what I said? So I say, yeah, I heard what you said. It's with turn around, bend over, spread your cheeks. I said, man, I ain't doing nothing like that. So they started brustling up, tussling up. What? What you ain't gonna do? What you? I said, man, you heard what I said. Go ahead and do what you gonna do, because I'm not doing that, period. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got one now. We got a tough one. Oh, you tough. So they just bustling up, getting around me, like trying to get in a position where they gonna make a move, but I'm already ready to rumble. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna rumble because I ain't doing that. That's guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, whatever y'all gonna do, go ahead on and do it. They tell me something, don't brace up, don't. I said, man, whatever y'all gonna do, go ahead and do it. I'm not doing that. So I'm getting loud and they faking, acting like they gonna make a move, which they probably gonna make a move, but at the same time, I'm ready, you know what I'm saying? But while they doing that, the major walked back. So the major heard the loud noise. He come in there. He said, man, what's going on in here? So they said, oh, no, we got it. We got a tough one. He told me he ain't going to do this. He ain't going to do that. So the major know me, right? It's dude, Major Johnson. He know me, from Greensville. So I tell him, he said, what's the problem? Call me by my name. He said, what's the problem? I said, man, the problem is, they in here talking about some gay stuff, talking about some bent over, spread my cheeks, and you up here video taping me and all. I'm not doing all of that, man. You already got me on videotape naked. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Period. Whatever you gonna do, they gonna rumble, they gonna fight, they gonna take me to jail. Whatever they gonna do, that's what they gonna do. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? And man, that's when you get a little good luck sometimes, because ain't no question I was gonna have to rumble, and ain't no question they was gonna give me a bunch of fake charges and lock me up and do all this foolishness. But the major, man, he knew me. He knew what I was about. He knew I wasn't one of these clowns or whatever. He said, man, just go ahead and put your clothes on. They looking at him like, he said, man, put the man clothes on, take him on to the next stage. So I ended up ducking that, which was really, really good, because I'm going to tell you right now, if they would have jumped on me and did whatever they would have did, they couldn't have never seen me on that compound without no handcuffs on and not got no work, because I was going to get them. I won't go on for that, period. I ain't never went for it. Whatever consequences going to come behind it, that's what it is. But I'm going to be treated like a man, and I'm going to demand that I be treated like a man. And anything less than that, then whatever it is, it is. Cases, charges, whatever, So anyway, they ushered me on through there, man. And then when I get through there, I'm looking at all these other guys that already got through there, and I'm wondering, did they do that? You know what I'm saying? Because about 6 dudes that went to jail before I had got to the point where I got in there. Now, I don't know what they went to jail for. Maybe they bucked on that too or whatever. But it was a whole rack of dudes that was still already in there waiting to go to where they went. So anyway, man, they usher us to our building, and they telling us, when we get out there, these are lines. If you step across this line, you will be shot. Stay in a straight line, single file line. If you get out of line, you will be shot. All of this stuff, they just pumping in your head that you're going to be shot. When we get to the block, they got lines about this wide away from the door that when you come out your cell, you don't supposed to step across that line, you will be shot. You know what I'm saying? You stand in front of that line till all the doors are closed or all the doors are open before you step across that line. If you step across that line anytime prior to that, you will be shot. They got the booth up there. It's a different type of booth than they usually have, because it's got open bars on it. It got plexiglass on the side, but they got a dude in there in the gun tower. He's standing right over top of you with a gun. So This right here get the officers extra bravado, cause now they know that, you know, if you try to do anything to them, then you got the gun down on you. So they talking to you like you a child, screaming at you, barking at you, getting all in your face. Man, I say off the rip, this ain't gonna be a good spot for me. I can see that already. I can feel it. It's just not gonna be a good spot, man, because, you know, you're under too much pressure already. They trying to impose their will on you because it's a new institution and they trying to let you know this is how it's gonna be run, which that ain't gonna work, because the more and more convicts, real convicts have been doing time coming there, all that stuff gonna come to a head anyway, because they ain't gonna, dudes just ain't going for it. Dudes is from the breed that I'm from, and you already been doing time, you ain't going for this foolishness. This for these little young dudes that just coming in, that they trying to paint this philosophy in their head that this is how time is gonna be. And they falling for it because they knew they green and they scared. But man, dude that's been doing time, man, nah, we ain't going for all this. Yeah, we ain't going for all this, man. We you know, because like I say, you already got a philosophy in your head of how to do time and how you doing your time. So, like I said, they start barking all these rules and they end up giving us cell assignments and everything. We go in the cell. I end up in the cell with a little young white dude. He was green as a pool table, 4 times square. He ain't know nothing about nothing. You know, scared to death. They lock us in. They don't bring no property. They telling us they bagged up because they getting all of the Lorden people out. So it ain't no telling when we gonna get our property. Now, usually when you get on a new institution, you're supposed to get your property within 48 hours. You know, sometimes the same day. But they talking about they don't know when we gonna get our property, because they you know, they in transition. They getting inmates out and bringing inmates in. So man, that right there is a problem. You ain't got nothing in the cell. It's just like you in segregation, but you in the cell with another person. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no TV, no books, no nothing. You ain't got your property. You ain't even got your phone book, whereas if you could get to the phone of your phone numbers, your contacts, or nothing. So it's just a crazy situation, man. And I hadn't even been in no situation like this before. So it was freaking me out. So we sitting in the cell all day, just nothing but mattress, sheets, and pillows. And you in there with somebody else that you just met, and they just bringing trays around. They ain't letting us out the cell. They ain't doing nothing, right? So man, it was wild, man. And then they had a floor officer. The floor officer that was on the block that I was on was a dude named Bird. Little short black guy, and he talked straight like he from Australia somewhere. He straight black, ain't never probably been to Australia a day in his life, and all he want to holler is mate. Yeah, come on, mate, take it, come on, mate, don't do that, mate, come on, man, come on, mate, we gonna make this, make that, you know, what's your name, mate? Come on, man, you know, this is the only way he talked, and he was like that the whole time I was there. But he want a nasty dude. He would try to, you know, be diplomatic about the situation, but at the same time, you know, later on down the line, as I stayed there and as I ended up coming back there, he had advanced, running to him years later, whole personality had changed. But that's how it be. You know, once you be in that system for a while, I don't care how you come in, if you stay there, you gonna get that intoxication of you with the program, because that's how they act in there, and they turn nasty, and later on down the line, that's what he ended up being. But at the same time, during this time, everything he out his mouth is make this, make that, come on, make, and he'll fast talk, make, he be stuttering it. No, make, no, you can't do that, mate. You know, so he was the floor officer, so he ran everything. They started going around then trying to give people jobs or see what type of job you was qualified for, because it's a new institution. They're gonna need people to work in the kitchen. They're gonna need people to clean up the block. They're gonna need barbers, which I was a barber. You had to have a license, so I had one. So I qualified for that. So they said that they was gonna give me the barber job. But at the same time, we up in here for some days now, and we ain't got no property. We ain't got nothing. Everybody arguing. Everybody, you know, kicking the door, asking for their property. They coming around, running up in dudes' cells, roughing them up, taking them out, locking them up. You know, they really own something. They trying to take control of this institution, and they gonna let you know that they in control up here. And it's a hard thing because for you to buck, because like I say, they gonna get out of the way and let you get shot. You see what I'm saying? They don't get out of the way and let you get shot. So, you know, you going up against a gun, man, you ain't got nothing else to do. I mean, they shoot pellets out the gun. It ain't lethal, but, you know, it's a gun. It's a shotgun. It's hurting you and it's busting you up. Dudes is getting bust up. You know what I'm saying? Then when they shoot them out, a whole bunch of pellets, you know, come out as well. So if you anywhere in the vicinity of where they shooting at, you may get hit. You know, you can lose an eye. You can get damaged in your face. You know, anything can hit you in your neck. It was just, it was insanity to me, you know. And I was just like, I didn't even know they could treat people like this. You know, I know they was known for being brutal and they'll beat you with the cuffs on and this, that, and the third. But now you done took it to another level, whereas you shooting people, you know. I don't get it, you know what I'm saying? But that's what they was doing. So like I say, it was crazy on there, man. So when we first get there, like I say, within the first week, you know, they started letting dudes from next door come over at nighttime to clean up because they still had Lorton inmates next door. These Lorton inmates was getting transferred out, you know, boom, 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 boom. They going out, you know what I'm saying, from building to building till they clear a building. But when we in there, they still had some next door that was still in transition going out. So they used them dudes to come over there and clean up at night. So at nighttime, these dudes is over there on the floor, walking around cleaning up, and everybody is like hollering at them like, man, what's up? Woo, trying to figure out who they is. So I'm hoping and praying in my mind, you know, being that I'm from DC, that I could possibly see somebody that I know, or just to tell these dudes that I'm a homie. You know what I'm saying? Because they over there, they still got all their real stuff. They got TVs, they got cigarettes, they got books, magazines, everything that you could possibly have because they ain't got packed up to get moved yet. So dudes is trying to holler at them, buy cigarettes, buy a magazine, get a Walkman, a radio, anything. Now, these dudes is going to the feds. They was telling these dudes going to the feds that they couldn't take their TVs, they couldn't take the stuff, they had to send it home. So a lot of dudes had stuff over there that they was trying to get rid of, or they just was gonna leave it in the cell and let the police come get it and trash it or do whatever they wanted to do with it when they left, because of the simple fact that they was leaving, they couldn't use it, they couldn't take it with them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out there, man, and I'm trying to flag them, these dudes down, man. I flagged one of the dudes down. They let 3 of them come over there, you know, 2 of them doing the showers, 1 of them cleaning up the floor. So I try to flag them down. I flag dude down, man. You know what I'm saying? We get to chopping it up. I tell him where I'm from, you know, what part of the city, this, that, and the third. He tell me. He said, man, I think you got a homeboy over there. He work over here some nights too. They be rotating us. But he said, man, I think you got a homeboy over there, man. I'm going to tell him he from your neighborhood, right? So, boom. He goes over there, and when he comes back the next night, he tell me my homeboy is over there, and I actually know my homie. I actually know him, you know. Didn't even know he was locked up, but I actually know him. So he was like, yeah, well, he be over here, man, in a night or two, man, because he work too. They be rotating us, right? So he said, man, when he come over here, he got you, right? So he said, but I got something for you now. He gave me some cigarettes, man, some magazines, you know. So we sitting in there, and me and my cellie, we got a little something in there where other people ain't got nothing. You know, just on the strength that I knew the homies looked out for me, you know what I'm saying? So shout out DC, man. Y'all see what it is, you know. But anyway, man, that was cool. Then the next night, man, my homie ended up coming over there. I get to chopping up with him. I hadn't even seen him, man, since I was probably about 15, 16 years old. So we get to chopping it up, man. He tell me, man, look, I'm going to get the TV over here to you. I'm going to sneak you the TV, man. I can't take it with me. So he got the 5-inch TV. He ended up sneaking the TV over there for me, man. He bought me all types of commissary. So I got food in there. I got snacks, chips, cakes, cookies, TV. I got to hide the TV and put it where when they walking by doing their rounds and everything that they can't see the TV, got to keep the sound down, got to listen for the door to make sure that when they coming in, I got the TV turned down. They can't, man, we in there watching TV. Yeah, we in there eating good, watching TV, smoking, everything, man. We doing good up in there for everybody else that's up in there. Dudes in there mad, they jealous, they can smell the cigarettes, they can smell it burning. But other dudes was bringing cigarettes over there, selling them to other dudes as well. But this the first time that I had ever seen this happen as well. Then they started coming around like every once a week, and they would bring 2 packs of cigarettes and a lighter, small lighter, to every sale and give it out, because they knew they was wrong, because they weren't giving us our property, they weren't giving us our stuff that we were supposed to have. So they was trying to pacify us, with the cigarettes and the lighter. They trying to pacify us. They still serving the trays, which is garbage. You know what I'm saying? So we can't go to commissary, so you can't get no food. You don't got your property. It's just insanity, man. Especially like I say, when you used to doing time, all what they doing is wrong. Everything they doing is wrong, but they getting away with it. And when you make enough noise about it, then they coming and roughing you up and they locking you up. So it just was it was horrible, man. And it went on like that for a minute. When they ended up moving the Lorton dudes from next door, then they was gone. So all my little perks and everything was gone. I was doing swell. They was bringing me food over there every night, so I'm good. You know what I'm saying? When they ended up moving them, then that whole block was free, and they was gonna start bringing in 30 dudes at a time, filling up that block over there. So by the time they started doing that, now they start, assigning us jobs and telling us what job we was gonna have. They started switching up sales, putting everybody in the first 10 sales that was gonna have jobs, because they was gonna be staying in that block and they was gonna be a part of the block. Some of the dudes might get moved. They was in other spots or whatnot. So like I said, they gave me the barber job, but I ain't even really pressed about that job. Now I'm trying to get my property. You know what I'm saying? They still ain't letting nobody use the phone. Then they start, I think we was in there maybe about, man, we might have been in there about a month and a half, man, before they start bringing property. By then, dudes irritated, frustrated. Whole lot of dudes that went to jail, because they done bucked and kicked the door, flooded, did what they did. But like I say, they had a mean little regime on there at the time, man. They was coming to get you because, like I say, they felt, emboldened, man, because they had a gun. They had a gun over top of them. Everybody there, everybody with a uniform on is a gangster. Everybody a tough guy, because they already know that, the gun is over top of you. Plus, they've been, trained that way to say or to act and to treat you like with pure authority. Talk with authority. Talk loud. Impose your will on them. This is how they coming at you, right? To me, it was comical, because I won't really, I'm looking at them like, bro, that ain't phasing me. You ain't, what I'm saying? You not scaring me. And then you had that building lieutenant. He ended up being that building lieutenant, the one I was talking about, old Hamlet. And he coming there, and he just a cold clown, man. He is the epitome of the worst type of officer that you ever want to run into when you're doing time, because he look down on you. He think he above you. He always try to impose his will on you. Always try to talk authoritative to you. And he don't want to hear nothing you got to say. Then everything in the penitentiary belongs to him. Man, y'all can't be walking across my floor. Don't walk across my floor right there. Walk around that way. My floor is shiny. It's going to stay shiny. My cell. Don't be tearing up my cells. Hey, look, fix up my bunk. Man, I used to pray for the day I see somebody just crush him, and I prayed that it won't going to be me, because I knew it was consequences that came behind it. But, they started eventually letting us out there, come use the phone. They started circulating the little pod wreck, where we started getting out in wreck. They, same thing was applying up there. You make a lot of noise, you make aggressive sound, you act like you get ready to fight somebody or you argue with somebody, they pulling the gun out. They down on you. They ready to shoot you and just do anything. They praying to shoot you, man. It's like you done took somebody straight off the street, right? And they probably, some of them fresh out of high school or whatever, and no matter what they got going on in their life, you done put them in here now and gave them the authority over other people's life and telling them that they got a legal right to shoot them. You got women that's in that booth, man, that they being abused at home. Their husband might be beating them. They can't do nothing about it. Now you done put them up in a tower with a gun in their hand and they can take it out on somebody else. Man, it was crazy. I mean, crazy. I was just like, man, I don't even know how they getting away with this, but they was getting away with it, and they was doing it at a high level. So I can remember, man, the first time that I seen a dude get shot, right? He get to arguing about something, and the police pull up on him. So then he arguing with the police. He arguing with the CO. So when he arguing with the CO, they automatically come over there with the gun. They stand over top of him with the gun. The CO telling him, come on, let's go to the salad port. They try to take you out there to isolate you. He telling him he ain't want to go. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't do nothing. He said, man, you got to go out to the salad port. He said, man, I ain't going nowhere. So they arguing back and forth. So then they tell everybody else, go to your cell. Go to your cell, right? So he turned around and started to walk like he going to his cell. So he tell him, hold on, not you. You can't go. You can't go. By the end, they done call the other people. So the other people started coming in too. So when the lieutenant come in with his old clown self, he tells him, hey, you ain't going to your cell. You ain't coming out to the salad port. You ain't coming out here. Everybody else go to your cell. You ain't coming out. He said, man, listen, man, let me see the watch commander. The watch commander is whoever the head person is in charge that day. So he asked to see the watch commander. He said, you ain't gonna see no watch commander. You'll see me. I'm the building lieutenant. Either you going or you not. Which one are you gonna do? He said, man, I'm gonna stand right here till you get the building, till you get the watch commander over here. So they tell the officers to bag up and everything. He said, man, get down on the floor. He said, man, he said, get down on the floor. I'm not gonna tell you no more. Get down on the floor. They want you to get down on your knees, put your hand behind your head, or either lay all the way down on the floor and spread your arms out. So he said he wasn't gonna do it, right? So he said, this is the last time I'm gonna tell you, get down on the floor. So the dude said, F you. Bah! Shot. Bing! Man, and everybody at the door like this, everybody looking out the door like, what? Because then you hear this big old cannon, boom! So you see all the stuff come out, man, hit the dude, he fall down on the ground, he rolled over and spread his arms out then, and he laying down on his back. They shoot him again. Bow! He said, he's screaming and hollering. Man, I'm like, oh my goodness, man, you know what I'm saying? In my mind, I always equate everything to me. I'm like, man, good Lord, man, I can't go through that. I ain't coming inside a penitentiary getting shot. Man, that's crazy. You know, so yeah, man, they shot him. You know, when they finish, you see the pellets rolling all over the floor everywhere. You know, they go over there, they jump on his back, put his hands behind his back, cuff him up, drag him on out, take him on out. So now you see what they doing. You actually have seen it now. You ain't just heard about it, now you've seen it. So that's implanted in your mind. So, you know, like I say, I kept that in me at all times, that I know what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. So I won't really, you know, looking to get into no confrontation while I was on here. My main thing was to try to get up off here, because the worst case scenario, I ain't want to end up getting in a fight or end up getting argued with the police or something and end up getting shot or something and lose my eye or something like that. Because anything like that happened to me, then y'all would have never met me, because they would have had to kill me in there. They definitely would have had to kill me in there. And man, I just prayed that it didn't happen to me, man. So like I say, they got in the routine, man. They started having me cut hair, you know, out in the block. They had that set up in the back. And I cut hair out there every day. They telling me, you know, you work these days from this hours to this hours, these days from this hours to this hours. You do this bottom tier these days, and you do the top tier these days. So I was doing top, bottom tier, and I got to cut these people hair. You come with 80-some people that I'm responsible for cutting their hair. So then that creates a problem within itself, because while I'm out here on the block and I'm cutting hair, then you got these clowns that come around. They may be on the other tier. I'm telling them I'm doing the bottom tier, but they tell me they want their hair cut anyway. You see what I'm saying? So I'm telling them, look, bro, I'm cutting the bottom tier today. I got you when we do the top tier. Man, ain't nobody trying to do all that, man. I need a haircut, man. I'm out here, man. Let me get next. I said, man, I'm telling you how the people doing this stuff. I'm doing it the way they want me to do it. You know what I'm saying? These people stuff. This ain't my stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just work here, bro. I'm doing what these people say do, man. You know what I'm saying? This how it's gonna go. I'm doing the bottom tier. I'm doing, you know, top tier when I do. Oh man, you know, and then they get it coming out their mouth sideways. A lot of stuff they would have automatically got their face knocked off. But I got this gun, in my mind, this gun in my mind, but you always had some. And I can remember this one cat coming up to me, he talking about, man, I'm next, man. You know, I said, looking at him, and I'm actually cutting hair. So he talking about, I'm next. I said, man, yeah, all right. He said, what you mean, all right? Little young dude too, but he had a little size on him. He said, what you mean, all right? I said, just what I said, bro. You ain't next. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else is next. Then somebody else next after him. He said, man, shh, I'm getting in that chair next, man. You cut my hair. I said, oh, so you gonna make me cut your hair? He said, man, you cut my hair, man. I'll break all that stuff up, man. I'll break all. I said, you can break it up. It don't belong to me. It belong to them. I said, but you ain't gonna break up nothing I got in my hand. You ain't gonna take nothing out of my hand. He said, man, I'll take all that stuff. I said, do it. Do it. You know what I'm saying? So he told me, man, I'm telling you. I said, man, you better go ahead on, young blood. You better ask somebody who you playing with. I don't gotta ask nobody nothing. I ain't gotta ask nobody nothing, man. I'm telling you, man, you over here act like these clippers yours, these steaks. I said, man, I told you they ain't mine, but I'm cutting hair and you ain't getting no haircut next, period. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying not to get loud, but I'm getting irritated, I'm getting mad. I know a lot of these young cats don't know me, but I'm ready to give him the business, but I'm scared to death about getting shot. You understand me? And he steady running his mouth. I'm trying to tell him, go ahead on and get away from me. You know, he acting like, walking around pacing like he mad, like he really gonna do something. Man, I said, look, bro, I ain't cutting your hair. I ain't cutting it now, and I ain't cutting it later. You ain't gonna never get no haircut from me. If you want to do something about it, go ahead on and do something about it. Step over there up under these stairs. Because dudes will go over there up under the stairs where if they did have to shoot, they had to get through the stairway. The pellets and all that had to come through the stairway. You might get hit, you might not. But it could ricochet and hit you in your face. So that's what dudes was going over there when they had an altercation. To argue, talk, debate, fight, whatever. You know, seen a few get away with it. Boom, 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 couple of seconds, it's over. Boom, other than that, you got to get moving because the people gonna shoot you. So I'm telling him to go over there. He acting like he don't want to go over there. He acting like he want the beef to be right here. So, man, it was an awkward situation, man. Then some other dudes came and talked to him, pulled him on the way, got him on the way from me, man. I was so thankful because I'm telling you, I ain't got no choice. If he make a move, I got to do what I got to do right here. But, man, I'm telling you, I was so terrified about getting shot, man. That joke was just in my head. So I made it up in my mind right then and there, right on the spot. Did any altercation or any beef that I had with one of these young dudes on this compound, or either older dude or anybody, I'm taking them straight in the cell and punishing them.
The bacon special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know. And I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.